Remember the pastor that President Obama had, the guy that had the G damn America speech and really didn't like Jews and really didn't like Israel? Kamala Harris has one of those guys too. We're going to tell you about him. And this is a scary dude. You know, just when you think it's not going to get any weirder in the Democrat Party, Vice President, maybe President of the United States, Kamala Harris, has gone public with her personal pastor, a guy named Amos Brown, who apparently is hooked up with Obama's pastor, Jeremiah Wright. And if you remember, when Obama decided to run for president, he consulted and prayed with his pastor of 20-something years, Jeremiah Wright, who became famous for his, well, gee, damn America speeches about how America must be destroyed and it's a racist country and on and on and on, and kind of a Farrakhan kind of guy. And finally, Obama stopped inviting him to the White House because, well, everyone was up in arms about it. But Kamala Harris just loves this guy, Amos Brown. Now, this picture that I'm going to show you is Kamala in the middle, Amos Brown on the right side, and that's Jeremiah Wright on the left side. And the two pastors are best friends in the I Hate America group. And this was literally her mentor. And she says that for 20 decades, he has been her mentor. He was at her inauguration in 2021, and his sermons are just horrible. They're described as fiery and inflammatory and anti-American, right? This is the guy, you know, remember, Jeremiah Wright blamed the Jews for 9/11, and he's a mentor of Pastor Amos Brown. And this is the guy that she's going to have with her should she become president. He is very radical in terms of who her mentor is. And she said at a Instagram photo shoot, Pastor Brown remains a source of inspiration to me always. I want to shout out to my pastor, Amos Brown, for joining us. Blah, 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 as she invited him to the White House. Holy cow, man.
I'm not surprised.
If that's your guide, that ought to scare the heck out of you.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, she's a total commie. I mean, she's released her policy, and every single policy thing that she came out with is for the communist tactics. So for her to bring this dude on is completely radical, and he's truly anti-God, and she's trying to act like, you know, he's the greatest thing ever. I'm not surprised at all. We're going to see more and more, how do I describe this, evilness coming from those on the left. We're going to see more of it, Barry. And they're not even hiding it. It's out enough. They're putting it right in your face. And there's a reason why they're putting it in everybody's face is because of President Trump. I'm blaming Trump. See, President Trump came along and he told everyone that the fake news is fake news. How dare you? No one's ever been in his position to actually call the news fake. No one. No one's ever been in President Trump's position to actually wake people up to what's going on. The establishment, calling them out, the swamp. And because of this, the radical left believes that, okay, well, President Trump already opened up this can of worms. They believe that they can go completely radical because they see those that want to put America first, those that put Israel first, those that want United States of America to be together with Israel. They see us as radicals. They see us as a major problem other than those on the left, where for them, doing all these actual radical things with children, et cetera, that's normal. Because, you know, Barry, they're calling us weird now. So I'm not surprised that she has this guy, and this guy is going to be right next to her.
You know, it struck me as very impressive that, if you remember, when all the pastors came to the White House when Trump was in the Oval Office and prayed, and they were invoking God's blessing on the most important man in the world, which they should. And all Abrahamic religions feel that way, right? That the great leaders need the blessing of God to do the right thing, to stay on the right path, and so on. If you're invoking someone who hates America to bless you, what kind of blessing is that? If you're invoking the mentorship of someone who hates America, oh my gosh, where are we going? And Trump was attacked like crazy for that. You
Oh yeah.
remember?
Oh yeah. I
He was
actually,
he was evil.
and that's again shows a position out of our society. They see everything that's good, they're calling it bad. Everything that is good, they're calling it evil. And everything that is bad and evil, they're calling it good. They reject God. I haven't heard them in this current DNC that's going on right now, but I'm pretty sure before they would take a vote, are we going to, allow God to be in the DNC? I think they didn't even
in their platform, you mean?
In the platform. Are we going to, make it part of the platform? In
It's
the past,
it's in the Republican platform.
oh yeah, 100%. In the past, when the Democrats would vote on it, they voted God out. So this time they're not even bringing it up. Don't even mention God. Don't even talk about God. But Barry, they got everything else there. You have this guy that hates America, that allow him to have the freedoms that he has, and every leader in the past that have rejected God, it really showed. And President Trump, I think he's the only one that's ever had pastors and preachers, bishops, just praying over him. I've never seen anything like it. And they can't stand it. So they had to remove Trump because he was bringing God into the Oval Office. And President Trump even admitted that he wasn't even a religious guy. He didn't have a relationship with God. But the evilness in this world, they saw what was happening. And now that they tried to take him out completely, President Trump here recently, he's acknowledging God like he's never acknowledged God before, because he was so close to death. So close.
Don't you forget, in the words of Joy Behar, that's unchristian to acknowledge God's hand. Still don't understand that one. Don't bother.
I don't either. Don't give God credit for your survival. Yeah.
Uh-huh.